Alrighty, howdy neighbors and welcome back to the Devine Speaker. Last time we learned more about how Veras and Illran feel about each other. And we learned that Leos was the one who saved Rain when he was a baby. Anyway, let's continue. A moment I get my life together. Here we go. My eyes opened, my vision was taken up by a deep red and pale smooth skin. Leos. With a smile, I reached up and ran my fingers through his hair, enjoying the feeling against my hand. He leaned into my hand with a sleepy half smile, his eyes still shut tight.
Morning, Leos.
Why'd you take my hand away? He nudged it back again.
So needy first thing in the morning.
Yeah, it could be worse. Imagine if I was sighing.
I could not. I would not. Thank you. Don't need those nightmares.
I can't imagine you with his personality at all. Come on, give it a try.
Wow, Leos, you're so tall and good looking. You really are the best.
Funny how I can actually imagine him saying that. Huh. I miss them.
I'll save them. No matter what.
Let's do it together.
Yeah.
But first, we need to convince Elliot.
And that won't happen while we're laying around in bed. Fine, I get what you're saying. I'll get up.
The air was frosty, and getting out of bed was difficult. We both somehow managed to collect our scattered clothes and dress. I looked out the open window. Now that it was day, the village was slowly coming to life. They looked like ordinary people, the way they spoke, the way they walked. With that thought, I closed the window and left the room beside Leos. As we walked through the street, I could feel eyes tracking our every move. Everyone was watching us. It showed why we were there. Couldn't blame them. We must be the only humans to ever walk openly through here, and to them, we were nothing but a threat. I tried to smile to calm their nerves, but they all avoided my gaze. We hurried along and finally spotted Veras and Illran a short distance away. They both stood next to each other, but they were both looking off in other directions, completely silent.
Morning.
Good morning, Rain. Leos.
This isn't awkward at all.
Did you two sleep well?
Yes, I slept well. Something interesting happened last night, though.
Illran's eyebrow twitched, and he turned away even further.
I caught up with Elliot. We had a talk about his assistance, but he's adamant that he can't help. However, I still believe we can convince him. I just don't know what words to say.
As part of the issue, both Caspian and Emil joined us.
Are we just to leave then?
Well, that depends. Do you have some sort of super-duper magical powers you could pull out of your ass to stop Lucius?
Then what do you suggest? They refuse to help us. There's nothing more to be done.
There has to be something we can do. Alone, we don't stand a chance.
We can't leave. There has to be some way.
I heard something interesting last night. Elliot told Sylvia he would defer to her judgment on whether or not to help us.
Just then I saw a glimpse of black and red hair in the distance. Sylvia.
Wait here for a sec.
I left the others behind and chased after her. She saw all of that, of course, but didn't stop walking.
What is it?
God, you're so pretty.
I just wanted to thank you for everything you did for Morwen. For us too.
I just did as I was told. I don't need your thanks.
Well, I'm giving it to you anyway.
You really want to ask about Elliot, don't you?
Is it that obvious?
Look, he's not unsympathetic to your cause. It's the exact opposite, actually. He cares too much. He wants to help you, but he won't risk everything that we stand for either.
Do you really think there's no way to convince him?
Maybe, but you'd be the first person to ever sway his mind. If you intend to petition his aid again, you'll have to wait until nightfall.
Why?
It's the cost of his mortal body. He can't walk in the sunlight or he'll burn badly.
Just like Veras not being able to see.
That's right. We all give up a little part of ourselves in exchange for our bodies.
Okay, I'll tell the others. We'll wait around until tonight.
Wait. I will judge for myself whether your cause is a just one. Meet me back here shortly.
Oh. Okay.
I thought her face showed a hint of a smile. But it was gone before I could work out if it was just my imagination or not. She waved me off and continued on her way.
What did she have to say?
She thinks we still stand a chance at convincing Elliot. And, she said she wants to see for herself whether our cause is just. I'll meet up with her again later.
Until then, it might be a good idea to split up and investigate around town. This may be the only chance you ever have to walk amongst these people, so I'd use it wisely.
Leos and I will go together then. We'll try to keep out of trouble.
Illran? Hello, Illran.
Huh? Yeah. We can go together.
Emil and Caspian glanced at each other, neither of them speaking up.
Oh, Emil. Might as well go with Caspian, right?
I suppose I have little choice.
Then we'll meet back here later, close to nightfall. Be careful, everyone.
A few months later, and I stood alone with Leos.
Those two are acting a little weird, don't you think?
Who? Illran and Veras?
Yeah. Do you think they're fighting?
I don't know. Last night, let's just say I think he's beginning to realize this is his last chance with Veras.
So. They're not married, but he wants to be?
Who knows? He'll sort it out, he always does. More importantly, how does Sylvia expect to judge us?
I've got no clue.
You're here already. Good.
As are you.
We heard from Caspian that Elliot will leave the decision on what to do to you.
So he told you, did he? Well, it's no matter. That's the truth of it.
And what more do you want to know, apart from the fact an all-powerful god threatens us? I'm not sure about you, but I'd say that's cause enough for alarm.
I love you, but shut up.
Leos.
What? It's true.
I don't disagree with you, just so you know. I'm different to the others here. I don't necessarily agree with their decision to stay cooped up in the mountains. But even so, I wouldn't force Elliot to do anything, unless it was truly worth his time.
And why is he so adamant that he can't help?
You've heard of Elliot the Brave, I take it? A hero in life. And that's what he's remembered for. But what people don't mention are the cruelties of war. Soldiers under his command that died gruesome deaths following him. He's simply afraid of his decisions costing the lives of others.
You can't blame him for feeling like that, can you? I can't even imagine what that feels like.
And we just need to prove to him that this is worth it. What do you want from us?
Nothing much. Just a little sparring match.
Oh, girl, nah. We're gonna lose.
You want to fight?
I want to believe that if I'm charging towards my death, the people I'm following at least know which end of a blade to hold.
With everyone else gone, the silence set in between Illran and Veras. This is not the story we should be following. Neither of them spoke up. I'm sure of how to adjust what happened the night before. Every second ignoring the elephant in the room just added to Illran's heartache.
There doesn't seem to be much around town, but shall we take a look?
I think that would probably be best.
Nice place, huh?
You're doing great, buddy. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Pretty cold, though.
The two absent-mindedly strolled through the small village. People looked at Veras with curiosity, but no one dared approach when they saw the human he was walking with. Before they knew it, they'd already seen the whole village. They stopped at the entryway, thinking of what to do.
How about we search the surrounding area? Even if we don't learn anything useful, this might be your only chance to walk in the mountains.
Might as well. We're not going to get much out of these villagers. They're looking at me as if I'm diseased. Which, I should point out, I'm not.
They're just scared.
If anyone should be scared, it's me. Maybe one of those gods will decide to gobble me up. Who knows?
You know I wouldn't let that happen.
Not reading that.
You won't always be around to keep an eye out for me.
The village faded into the distance as they walked the mountain paths. They were rough and unsteady. Not at all regularly used, but something about that made it more charming. Caves and chasms dotted the mountainside. The two, ever curious, couldn't help but to explore every nook and cranny. It hurts. Why won't he bring it up? Is he ashamed? Was it just out of pity to make me feel better?
Illran?
That kiss.
I was just going to ask you. The air feels wet. Is there hot springs here?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Amazing.
Green-haired man took the loose strand of hair, playing with it absentmindedly.
I'm sorry. It was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that to you. It was unfair of me.
Don't say that. Anything but that.
Excuse me?
The worst thing you could possibly say right now is that you're sorry for something I've been wanting for years.
It was a lapse in judgment, Illran. It couldn't ever... It wouldn't work.
If you've lapsed once, then surely one more time isn't that big of a deal.
Ron's eyes wandered down to Veras' lips.
Think of it as a goodbye kiss.
At some point, the two had gotten so close together that their faces were already nearly touching. Ron stroked Veras' cold cheek and smiled at him. Some cheekiness returning.
I'm not that bad of a kisser, am I?
Veras stood up on the tips of his toes and left a single kiss on Ron's lips. It wasn't enough. It would never be enough. If all Ron could have was the love of his life, was a lapse in judgment, and so be it. If he was going to leave, then let there be another memory made first. Ron pulled Veras in close, and their lips found each other again. This time much more frenzied. All the passion and longing from 7 years of wishful pining finally came to light. While Veras laid his hands. Ron could feel a warm spread throughout his entire body. His heartbeat picked up, and it almost felt like it was about to burst out of his chest. It was my only chance, enough to tell him. Ron's fingers became tangled up in the peach-colored messy hair. Veras let out an audible gasp when he pulled lightly.
Ron.
Ron moved away from his lips, gently planted a kiss down Veras' neck. Again, every spot he touched was freezing cold.
Are you cold?
Perhaps a little.
With a heated breath, Ron's eyes gazed sideways at the hot water of the springs, falling back to Veras' face.
How about a dip?
In a single movement, Ron unwound the scarf from its place at Veras' neck and threw it to the side. It landed in a clump of rocks, discarded. A chill of goosebumps ran over his skin as Veras felt down his body. Ew. Sorry. I know this is a thing people want. I don't understand why, but I know that it's what people want. Ron was well-toned, that was obvious. Touching him was something else. Ron's hands made short work of the buckles holding Veras' cloak in place. But he pulled back, holding his clothes around him. His cheeks were flushed, like his usual composed, calm self.
I don't think this is a good idea, Illran. Really.
Sometimes the bad decisions are the best ones. I mean, look at my life.
His long, dark eyelashes brushed against his skin as he looked at the ground deep in thought. As if he suddenly came to a decision, Veras' eyes met Ron's once again, and he let go of his cloak. Unbuckled, it hung open in the front, exposing parts of his clear porcelain skin. Ron felt himself swallow hard. He really is beautiful.
Go on, get in first. I'll join you in a moment.
With a nod, his cloak fell to the ground. He'd seen it more times than you can count. His body, so beautiful, it didn't look human. Why does it feel so different now? Was it the way he looked at Illran with heated eyes? The way he dipped a single foot into the hot water? Or the way he fully descended into the spring, then he had come to his waist? Illran turned away, face already flaring up. Come on, Illran. Get all excited over nothing. Calm down, calm down. And this thing felt like it took an eternity to Illran. Behind him was the person he loved, completely naked and waiting for him. One after the other, his clothes fell onto the rocky ground and pile, until he was finally ready to enter the springs. His foot broke the surface, and Veras' eyes wandered from Illran stepping into the hot, steaming water, looking away, despite not being able to see him. He sunk down, sitting on what could also almost be described as a ledge carved into the rocks. There was a distance between the two, a silence, but only for a moment. Veras, chest exposed to the cold winter air, inched a little closer, till he was just barely touching Illran. That was enough. Okay. Here we go.
Do you want? No. You're.
We're just gonna keep on moving.
I wanted to.
Because this is what we're doing with our time.
Does it hurt?
Stop.
I hate all the sounds. I don't like how long this is taking.
But to look.
Well,
Hey, I do too.
Shit, I forgot to read. That's not the law. What the hell? Where is it? There it is. Okay, let's go down. Where am I? Oh, Illran found himself thinking that he was glad that where they were, the hot steam rising from the hot springs, was able to disguise the tears that had already begun to form in the corners of his eyes. Even if Veras couldn't see them, at least he could lie to himself. But I couldn't disguise the sound of his voice. And that was something Veras thought himself an expert of. And there's Leos. He barely knows right from left, so there's no point in fighting him. And Ryan was like, how dare. Okay, cool. Now we're up to speed.
sure, when you're looking at both your hands.
Do you expect that to be comforting to me?
That's what I'm here for. Fight me instead.
Fine. I'll agree to that. What's going on here?
They're about to fight.
What? Don't put it like that. It's just a friendly bout.
Be careful. I don't want you getting hurt.
She's so cute. She looked away, and I swear I could see a light dusting of pink on her cheeks. From under her cloak, Sylvia pulled out a long silver dagger. It glinted in the daylight, and looked as if it was very well taken care of.
Not a bad-looking weapon.
A present from my father.
How did you manage to get it here?
Elliot found it, after he saved me the first time. He kept it here until my eventual return. Pretty lucky, huh?
It seems so.
In response, Leos pulled out a blade of his own, the one thrown at him by Lucius. I wonder how he managed to find one of Leos' family crests, though. Without giving him any warning, she charged forward with her blade in her left hand, striking outwards toward him. He stumbled back, narrowly missing being cut.
Hey, that's playing dirty!
Didn't you tell me that playing dirty during a fight is a good thing?
Shut up!
The two of them went head to head, and I swore I could see sparks flying as their blades scraped against each other. That's really bad for the weapon. I turned away from them, instead deciding to chat with Morwen, who clapped and cheered on Sylvia beside me.
I didn't know she knew how to fight.
I was surprised too. I think when she decided to leave Toggen by herself to come to Vidis, her parents told her she'd need to know how to defend herself. Traveling alone up mountains, down valleys, through areas never explored before. It can be very dangerous alone, after all.
Makes sense. She's seriously amazing.
And with her left arm alone, too.
What?
Finally, I saw it. She fought using a single arm, and the other, that I thought was covered by her cloak, was in fact missing.
I see. To take her human body, that's what she lost? Since she drew maps?
That's right. Although it's slightly laughable. She just learned to use her left, just as well as she ever used her right.
She's amazing.
Isn't she just?
Morwen smiled behind her gloved hand, glancing towards Sylvia, who still fought Leos with such severity. I wondered if she was aiming for the kill.
You should be proud. He's holding his own against a god.
He really is incredible.
The two of you made up then?
Yeah, we did.
I'm glad to hear it. Good job, Rain.
The fight continued on and on, until both were gasping for breath and exhaustion. Neither was much stronger than the other.
I'm impressed. You're better than I expected. For a human.
Ha! Say that when I win.
There's no need. I believe you've proven your case. I'll come with you to speak to Elliot tonight.
That's what this is about?
Morwen's mouth hung open in surprise.
I wasn't starting a fight for no reason. I wanted to make sure that these people were worth following, that's all.
Oh, Sylvia. I knew I could count on you.
Morwen rushed over, her arms finding their way around the taller woman with ease. Sylvia stood as still as a statue, her arms at her side, like she couldn't decide if it was okay to hug Morwen back.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. He might not even listen anyway.
I know for a fact he'll listen to you.
Morwen looked as if she was ready to spin Sylvia around in her arms, but she let go and took a step back. I walked beside Leos, patting him on the back as he wiped at his brow.
Good job. You looked really cool.
And then all of a sudden... The sun was finally starting to set in the hidden village, and Leos and I made our way back to find the rest of the group. I felt refreshed, but I could tell Leos was tired from the fight earlier. Still, he tried to hide it. We were walking the streets when we saw Caspian and Emil up ahead, standing close together chatting.
Hey, Emil. Now's your chance.
Caspian nudged Emil, who looked in my direction shyly.
Do you have some spare time?
No.
Me?
Do I seem like I'm speaking to anyone else?
No. I'm just a little surprised that you'd want to talk to me. Will you be okay here for a minute?
You better keep your hands off of him.
Oh fuck.
I won't touch a hair on his head, I promise.
Am I in trouble? He still wants me dead after all. The silence continued onward, till a quiet voice suddenly pierced the air.
I apologize for my prior actions.
What?
Are you hard of hearing? I said I'm sorry. I took my anger out on you, and that was wrong. When I looked at you, I still felt the raw sense of betrayal that I thought I put behind me. But that's no excuse.
He's actually apologizing to me.
I accept your apology, then. How could I not if you're being sincere?
Out of jealousy and anger, I faked your judgment and stole away your chance at learning to become a speaker. But it's not too late.
Can I be honest with you?
Emil nodded, and I stared at the ground long and hard.
I'm not sure I want to be a speaker.
You're lucky to have the privilege of choice. Either way, I don't intend to leave you stranded without any knowledge. I'll teach you, if you agree.
You really would?
But I have to tell you the truth. My abilities are difficult to manage, to say the least. They're unusual, amplified to a degree that makes them nearly uncontrollable. Yours, though, I believe are manageable.
I still can't control it at all. What are your abilities anyway?
He put out his hand and I peered in close. I couldn't see anything.
Look closer.
As I watched the space above his hand, waiting for something miraculously showy to appear, I noticed it. A slight haze over his palm that distorted the air around it.
Illusions, hallucinogens. Changing one's perception of reality, distorting the line between what's real and what's imaginary.
That is so cool.
That's amazing. How does it work?
How amazing it would be if I could tell you, Rain. All I know is it affects the air around me. If you breathe it in, then the hallucinations will affect your mind. Is it useful? Perhaps, if I could master it.
No, never mind.
So, what can your hallucinations do?
I can cloak myself and remain hidden, or hide objects in plain sight. It creates an air around me that can influence people's views.
And all I can do is hurt myself.
Emil shook his head, swallowing slightly at the same time.
You've got a powerful gift that can be used for good. I'm almost certain there's more to it than you don't understand.
From between Emil's layers of clothes, he pulled out a small pocket knife. He raised it to the tip of his finger and pricked it.
Try to heal it.
Tentatively, I reached out toward him. When I touched his hand, nothing happened.
It's no good. I'll never be able to control it.
There must be some common link between the times it's activated. Think hard.
With Fawn that one time, and then with Illran. Neither time I expected to do it.
I think it's always been when I've wanted to help someone, but didn't know what to do. It's never worked when I've wanted it to.
A strong emotional response, and an inner desire to help. To take someone's pain away. Then, close your eyes and picture those moments again. Think of the one you truly love, writhing in pain. Reach out towards them, but don't try to heal. Try to comfort.
In my mind, I saw Leos, injured from protecting me, needing my help. I reached out, but a blazing light appeared between us. Unpenetrable.
It's no good. I can't.
Keep trying. Overcome your obstacles.
Pushed against the light, with my hands, my arms, my entire body. At first, it didn't move an inch. No matter which way I pushed or pulled, it didn't budge.
Embrace it.
Embrace it. I stopped pushing. Something changed. The light that was once a hard wall, impossible to overcome, softened. I reached out and my hand went right through. Took a step forward and enveloped myself in that light. At the moment, I finally opened my eyes. The end of my finger was a bead of blood.
Your experience was similar to mine, I take it.
Wall. But...
When you accepted it, it allowed you to pass. I was lucky to have someone to teach me that.
Lucius?
Once upon a time, I truly believed he was a good man. Even now in my mind, it's hard to imagine him any different. He was like a father to me.
Who did you imagine?
Well...
Caspian?
What? No, that's not it.
Even though I heard it from Caspian already, there was something about Emil's reaction that made me instantly flare up too.
It's fine. Don't worry. Caspian, he already told me.
He told you? What did he say about me?
He said, he thought you were the one.
That stupid romantic man. I suppose we should be rejoining the others. It won't be long until darkness falls.
All right. And, thank you, Speaker.
I'm not worthy of that title. Come on, let's go.
we retraced our steps back to where we left Caspian and Leos behind, with them sitting side by side, chatting quietly. With that, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. Where am I? There we are. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully, I will see you later.